Another said she paid him to get out. Michelle said he suddenly wanted to take out an insurance policy on her and asked this not so subtle question about what it would happen to her home in the event of her death.
Get the hell out my house! Get out my house! Hello everyone, I'm Cerebral and this is Cerebral Talks TV. Let's just get into it. There was a time when a woman used to be excited and happy to say, me and my boyfriend, we just moved in together. That was something back in the day to say. Now, absolutely not. I'm going to share with you this video clip of this woman sharing her experience of what she went through trying to get a man out of her house. And I'm going to read to you the comments coming from women who literally one had to sell her house just to get a man out. Ladies, I can tell you, moving in is it's not always a great thing to do. There are many people who will say you should be married if you move in. I used to hear, well, you need to live with the man so you really know how he lives. What is he really like? You never know what they're really like until you live with him. Then you can dump him. Listen, remember, if someone stays at your house, if they're getting mail at your house over 30 days, you can't just kick them out. You can't do that. And you are going to be shocked with some of the things that you hear and the things women have to go through just to get him out of your house. I'm also going to share a clip with you from the spiritual whistleblower sharing why she thinks dating and marriage is a scam. And I can't wait to hear your comments below of what you think. But before I get into this video, I want to take a moment to remember Dr. Samantha Woolry. She recently lost her life. She was about to start working as a doctor. She went to Morehouse. Her ex-husband took her life. Now, I don't know what happened, but in so many of these cases, the men can't get over you dumping them. Just like when he lives with you and you want him to leave and you see another side to them. So she lost her life. Many people feel he probably might have been jealous of her. She was just about to start her work as a doctor. Okay. And she might have been working already as a doctor. What I know is she was a doctor and she lost her life. Her ex-husband, also Dr. Diamond Clark. She lost her life in May of this year by her boyfriend as well. I'm pretty sure a lot of these cases, jealousy plays a part. The point is, ladies, we have to be as careful as we can be. We're women. We're not always as strong as men. And one thing I have learned, you just don't know when they will snap. Even telling him to get out of your house, he can snap and unalive you because of it, because he needs somewhere to stay. A lot of men are using women for shelter. So with that said, let's get into this video. Rest in peace to these ladies.
Can't believe how many women are selling their homes to get rid of their boyfriends. A video I made a week ago is peppered with comments like this. In my video, I said, look, I regretted not getting a lease agreement from a man who I allowed to move into my home. I call it sudden onset memory loss, when they totally space that rent is due every month. One woman said she sold the house and he was still on the couch when it was moving day. Another said she paid him to get out. Michelle said he suddenly wanted to take out an insurance policy on her and asked this not so subtle question about what it would happen to her home in the event of her death. I like this solution. Just tell him you're going to get another place together. But the best idea is that he move in there first and then change the locks and break up with them. It can sound like a really romantic idea to move in together until, ladies, you end up carrying the financial load. Please save this video, go back and watch the other video I posted, and spend time reading through the comments. Don't repeat our mistakes. You know the biggest red flag they make? Men who want to move into your home, ladies. Okay, save this video because I'm going to walk you through some legal steps that I didn't take that I wish I would have, and I will in the future. For context, I'm 57 years old and I've been a homeowner since my mid-20s. I've also been a landlord, so I'm very familiar with lease agreements. When a man I was dating asked to move into my home, I was blinded by love. I did ask him to sign a lease agreement. He wasn't interested in that. I let it go. Big mistake on my part. What I discovered is what every landlord knows who doesn't get a lease agreement signed. And that is, you may not get any payment at all. It's as though they have a free roof over their head at your expense. A couple of months after he moved in, this guy told me, he's like, I came up with a plan, a payment plan. Well, guess what? It didn't vibe with the $600 or $700 a month that I wanted to collect from him. Even if I had charged him $1,000 a month, that would have still been a bargain. And when the relationship started to fade, because I didn't have a written agreement in place, getting him out of my home became complicated. Now, I'm not suggesting that a signed agreement solves all of the issues, but it would have given me some sort of legal ground to stand on. Oh, I got him out of my house by financially helping him get an apartment and signing over a used car I had bought to him. I posted a video about a big mistake I made when a man I was dating asked to move in with me, and I allowed him to do so without a lease agreement. It got a ton of comments. Many of them are just heartbreaking. You also asked me for more information about what I would do in the future if a man I ever dated down the road asked to move into my home. The first thing I would do is go back and read those comments on my video. And then I would sit down and explain what the terms of his lease agreement with me would be. I would collect a deposit in case he decides to up and leave, but along the way accidentally backed into the garage door and it fell off the hinges. At least I'd have $1,000 or $1,500 of deposit money to make repairs. I would collect a deposit for every pet he brought into my home. You're in love with Fido right now, but what happens if Fido starts peeing all over your carpet? Who pays? I would pick a monthly rental amount that worked for me. I would put a date in of when it was due and when it's considered late. I would not allow for him to say, well, if I buy groceries and I pay the utilities, that's kind of my portion of the rent. No, it's not. Rent is rent. Buying hamburger meat for $1.99 a pound is not rent. In the beginning, I would have that lease agreement be for no longer than 6 months, because what if that relationship doesn't work out? The lease agreement is up. If he decides not to move out, or if he hasn't lived up to the terms of the agreement all along, you have recourse to evict him. 2 more things. I would hire an attorney to review the lease agreement, because the price you pay for an attorney could be far less than what you end up paying to get this person out of your life. And the second thing I would do is I would not take the money under the table. In other words, any money that I collect from rent would be declared as income to the IRS. I don't want that to come back and bite me later. So having said all that, another great option is to be together, but not live together.
Okay, ladies. So you heard that. Now we're going to get into the comments. But ladies, remember, this is why women also get unalived by their men, because you break up with him. And in some cases, he can't leave because of the lease agreement. You start dating a new man or even bring a new man to the house, which you never should do. Don't do that. I don't care if y'all broke up. He still live there. Do not bring a new man over, because that man will lose it. Okay, a lot of times they feel like because they still live in the same house with you, even though you said it's over, they still try to sleep with you because they still live in that house with you. You're a woman. They see you. You know what it is. Or if you try to move on, they unalive the women because he's still living in that house because she can't just kick him out. So let me read to you now the comments of what women have had to do and have gone through to get this doggone man out of my house that I'm paying for it. The apartment, the house, whatever. Okay, let's see. Okay, this woman says, my friend didn't tell her ex that she owned her house, her place. She had me come and act like a property manager to evict him. He left within a week. That was creative. Okay. I pretended to file bankruptcy to get rid of a boyfriend. He suddenly found someone else. He liked that better. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, the amount of men wanting to move in with me at a dating stage. I always say no, and then they ghost me. Yeah, because they can't use you for shelter. No matter the love or sob story, never let anyone move in. You will never get them out. I never understood the need to live with a boyfriend. If you don't want me as a wife, I don't want you as a roommate. I've known several women who have had men move in and never pay a bill. Excuse me. What? I have to look at the women at some point. He didn't pay a bill. Why are you with him? He needs to be dumped the first time he tries it. Okay, so I've known women who have had them move in and they never pay a bill and refuse to move out when asked to move out. Oh my God, it's not worth the risk. Live alone. See, we have to live in fear as women that he's going to physically attack us. I moved a big, strong, muscular man into my house to get my boyfriend out. It was hilarious. He was gone under a week. You got to be careful, ladies, though, doing stuff like that, because when that man leaves, that man might beat you or try to unalive you because of it. You just got to be careful. But sometimes these are the things that you have to end up doing. Get the hell out my house. Get out my house. Best advice is to never let them move in. And sure, don't let them know you own the place. Don't let them know you own it. Keep all your paperwork in a safe deposit box, and the list goes on. Never let them use your address. Have him get a post office box. Okay, my girlfriend and I have our own home. We live 15 minutes apart. It's been 6 years now, and we're happy with this arrangement. Most people think we are odd for doing this. I'm glad to see others think the same. Well, I guess he doesn't want to get married. That's not what they want. Okay, I've had a man live with me for 3 years. I own and paid off my house. He told me I needed an eviction notice to get him out. I waited until he left and I changed the locks. Okay, have those bags packed up right in front of the house. Okay, if you got to call the police, call the police. Okay, I was casually seeing a guy. One day I came home to find his gaming console in the living room and his clothes in the hamper. I let him know to take his stuff and never come back. I was close to letting, hold on, let me zoom in. I was close to letting the ex-boyfriend move in. My intuition said don't do it. His behavior changed and our relationship went downhill quickly after that. I dodged a bullet. My ex said he wasn't leaving, so I told him to walk out or run out in flames. He left. I had something similar happen to me. After 2 weeks of living with me, he wanted to take out an insurance policy on me. A few weeks later, he asked me what would happen to my house if I passed away. Girl, that's scary. You know what his plans were. My ex and I signed a lease together. He quit paying half of his shared bills 5 months after I kicked him out and took him to court and won, and he had to pay me back for all the bills. I'm glad I kept the receipts. My ex wouldn't leave, so I sold the damn house. Girl, my ex wouldn't leave, so I sold the damn house. I asked him to move out in January. I sold the house in September, and then he expected me to let him use my truck to move. But I sold it for a minivan, and he got angry with me. Men use up women. It's nothing worse than a man who uses you. It's disgusting. A using man who thinks he's the woman. You want to make me pay your bills and stuff? You trying to pimp me? Oh, I don't think so. My ex-boyfriend wanted to move in fast. I own a house with a lot of property. He had a small studio apartment. He would say if I loved him, I would let him move in. Those were red flags. Bye. Ladies, if it's not your husband, no man needs to move in your house. I gave my ex a 30-day notice and even offered those 30 days free of charge so he could afford to move out. He got upset, packed up, and left immediately. Lucky me. Thank God I have a RV and a motorhome. They try to stay, and I always roll. He'll never know where I went. Oh, that's funny, because he has that RV house. I'm rolling on out. Okay? Do not ever let a guy move in with you Every day, I'm more and more secure in my decision to remain single and happy, total peace, and I get to keep all my money. So, ladies, this is not even all the comments. There were so many comments of things that women have had to do to get these men the hell out your house, using you for all that they can milk from you and not paying bills. I don't think so, baby. I'm not going to be the one paying up all these bills and you get to just live rent free in my house. I'm cooking and you have access to my kitty cat all the time, and I can end up pregnant and all of that. And yes, there are men who want to get you pregnant in some cases so that he can continue to live with you. Those things do happen as well. So listen, I still believe in love. I do. I haven't given up on love completely. But you got to be careful because these men, as they say, are in their soft era, their soft girl era, the whole drizzle thing they're pushing and all of that. And I want to play this video now of the spiritual whistleblower saying that dating is a scam and that marriage is a scam. Let's sit back and listen to what she says about this.
Dating is a scam. It's a way that men can set us up for failure every time. It's a way that we can get set up to be unalived, essayed, played, manipulated, studied, you name it. See, on those dates, while you're sitting there enjoying your dinner, feeling all lovey-dovey with butterflies in your stomach, he's screening you. He's screening you to see how easy you'll be. He's screening you to see if you'll be a short-term or long-term fuck buddy, if he can add you to his roster of other women. He's also going to get into your financial business to see if he can gain anything financially out of you. Then he could potentially get you pregnant. Because he really doesn't want to marry you. Marriage is too difficult. It's easier to shoot up in you and turn you into a baby mama so he can stay attached to you for the next 18 years while he moves on to other women. He wants to get all that information out of you during the dating process. Meanwhile, he's going to lie about everything on those dates. He's going to lie about his life, his finances, everything. But we as women have been trained to fantasize and romanticize these dates. And we're not even paying attention to the important stuff. We're too busy planning the wedding, attaching his last name to ours to see how it sounds. We're not investigating the important stuff on these dates. And even if we did investigate, the odds are still against us. See, on that first date, he's already made up in his mind whether he's going to turn you into a fuck buddy, potential baby mama, a fiance, or marriage. He's just trying to see the degree of difficulty, how hard it will be for him to attach himself and enmesh himself to get what he wants out of you and to stay attached for as long as he can. Men don't build relationships, they build attachments. And they cannot attach themselves to you unless they study you. And where do they get to study us, ladies? During the dating process. So does dating really benefit women? I say it doesn't. I think dating is a setup for us all to fail, ladies. If we eliminate the dating process and just resort to vetting men on the telephone and FaceTime, we would save a lot of time, money, effort, tears, and heartache. Me, preferably, I don't want to date at all. I don't want to be bothered with a man. I date myself. I hang out with my friends. I vacation. I don't have time for the vetting or dating process. But for those of you that insist on dating men, don't accept any dates. Pre-screen on that telephone. Okay? Because he's lying. Most of the time they lie about everything. Most of them are living double lives. Most of them got a woman at home, somebody living with, still sleep with the exes, the baby mamas. They lie about their relationship status. They lie about how much money they make. So, you've got to ask uncomfortable shit on the phone up front. You can't be scared. He will ask you on a date because he knows that women loves dates. It makes a woman feel romanticized and loved and wanted and desired. And that's where he's going to turn up the charm. And you're sitting there eating it all up, but he's studying you, sis. He's studying you to manipulate you, to figure out how he can, it's called enmeshment, coercive enmeshment, how he can force himself into your life and stay there. And while he stays there, he can use you and get what he can out of you and stay attached while dating and dealing with other women. I say eliminate dating altogether. It doesn't benefit women at all. Marriage benefits men more than it does women. Divorce benefits women more than it does men. Pay attention because I'm about to drop some game. Marriage is not goals. You know what marriage is? Marriage is a scam, and it's a way to trap somebody to abuse them forever and indefinitely. Most men will use marriage, they'll weaponize it, they'll be on their best behavior until y'all get married, and then the mask drops. Then he shows his natural ass in that marriage because he feels that you're trapped and you can't go nowhere, especially if y'all have kids. He married you to turn you into his mother. That's why he loses sexual attraction for you once y'all get married, because in his mind, you have taken the place of his mama and he can't have sex with his mama. That's gross. He also married you to turn you into a slave and a maid and a mule. And if he loses his job, you're going to pay all them bills and he's going to take his time looking for new employment because you got it all. He can slack up on the bills because he knows you're responsible. And whatever he don't do, he know for a fact you gonna do it, whether you want to do it or not, because you're the more responsible one. And if he cheats, he knows how difficult it is for you to get out the marriage. You can't up and leave because both of y'all names is on the mortgage, on the lease. His name is on the bills. You can't kick him out the house. Go to the police with that shit. Watch what the police tell you. He legally has a right to stay, a resident in the household, even though you catch him cheating. So you're stuck with him. He knows he could cheat and come right back to you because y'all are married. You got his last name and his kids, and you can't just up and leave. So tell me who's benefiting more from marriage while he's stressing you the fuck out. But baby, once you file that divorce, and once that judge grants you the divorce, and that judge grants you child support and spousal support, oh, he's going to hate that shit. And he's going to hate the fact that he can no longer control you while living a double life and fucking multiple side bitches. See, to an abusive man, divorce means loss of control. He cannot no longer fuck you. He cannot no longer control you or tell you what to do. He can no longer tap into your bank account because y'all don't have joint bank accounts no more. He can't stay in your fucking business, even though you're dating other people. He lost that control. Men hate divorce. Ladies, protect your money, get a prenuptial agreement, and make that man get a psychiatric evaluation before you marry him.
Okay. So that is it for this video, but now let me give a little bit of my opinion. Everything that you just heard, what the spiritual whistleblower just mentioned ties into the first video where you can't get him out of your house, And look, do I still believe in marriage? Yes, I do. But it's not always roses and sunshine. Even, do I believe in the dating process? Yes, but she's not lying though. When men date you, they are screening you. I've heard men say, they know instantly what you will be for them. An F thing, F buddy, or someone they take serious. And that's what you do though when you're dating. As a woman and a man, you study someone, you try to figure out who is it that I'm talking to. And one thing I can say is that even when you're married, you don't always know this. You don't always know a person. People are just people, and you get together and you decide if you want to be in a committed relationship. You don't know everyone you're talking to, whether you're a man or a woman. You can try to get to know someone the best you can, but people can hide things. People can do all types of stuff. It's just, okay. But one thing she said in the video about the dating process, okay, she said, women should just stop wasting time going on dates, screen him on the phone or on Zoom or something like that, on video calls. I still don't mind going out on a date, a dinner date, or somewhere nice. But I'm telling you, it is true. You could figure out a man within 1 to 3 phone conversations. I have plenty of times. You have to ask the right questions. Now, are we told there are certain things you shouldn't ask a man right away? Some people say, don't talk about politics, don't talk about SCX. It doesn't mean talking nasty, but maybe there are certain things you want to know. ahead of time, like, I like this or that, I don't like this and that. Okay, am I wasting my time? Time to move on. It's just certain things you're told not to really talk about at first. And she basically said a lot of pain could be avoided and a lot more if you just put it out on the table and ask the difficult questions right away. I will say, though, again, if you ask the right questions and you ask them in a certain way where he might not realize that you are doing something, but you ask these questions, you can find out. Or simply just being quiet and letting him talk. A lot of times if you listen to him, you will get a feel of who you're dealing with very, very quickly. I have found that when a man feels very, very comfortable with you, they tend to say things because you're their friend. I mean, he feels safe. And then they stop giving a F what they say out their mouth. I've had this happen more than once where they all of a sudden get real comfortable. And then they start saying all types of stuff. And you're like, oh, really? And they think because you've stayed, they think you'll stay and put up with it, or you'll accept it because, well, she's been talking to me for this long. And they don't know, I might leave you. I might just get rid of you. I'm not into that. Or you said something I just do not agree with. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to debate with them. Stop trying to debate to make him change what he says, who he is. Let him be who he is. And if he's not who you like, you don't have to deal with him. If you don't want to, if he will not change, and changing for a lot of men and even women can be very difficult sometimes. Sometimes people just cannot change. It's just who they are. And you have the option. I've heard women say sometimes staying in a relationship and in a marriage is all about how much S you can take, because you're going to put up with some S in a relationship. I've heard that a lot. It ain't going to be perfect. It never is. And you might not even be perfect. Some people will say it's about compromise. I've heard men say, well, marriage is not about a woman's happiness. It's about sacrifice. Excuse me? Why would I get married just to be miserable? I can be alone and be happy than have to stay in a miserable marriage with someone I don't even like. I don't even like you. You irritate me. You have bad habits. You're bad in bed. You got a smart mouth. Why am I staying? But a lot of women stay because they're afraid sometimes. Again, it is dangerous to just kick a man out your house. You can warn him 30 days in advance. I want you gone within 30 days. And those 30 days, he's been sitting back plotting and planning how he gonna get rid of you. I guarantee you a lot of these cases you see of women being unalive, they told that man to pack up and get out or figure something out and go. A man who ain't got nothing, he's not trying to just leave out your house. He has nowhere to go. He's been using you, and a lot of their violence comes out. They're brewing, they're steaming with anger, thinking where I'm gonna go, who gonna take me in, or who she thinks she is. Those two doctors I showed, they could think who she thinks she is. Oh, she a doctor now, or she making money, this and that. That's why you have a lot of men arguing about women getting educated, because they want to be lazy. They want to be broke. They want you to take what I give you. Take this. And take the penis and shut your mouth. Give me what I want. I don't care about what you want. And a lot of women are living. It's not that a lot of women don't want a man. Because when you see these comments, it's not like a lot of women don't want a man. A lot of women want a loving, happy relationship and home. That's why so many women are in love with Nora Smith, because you see a man who's attentive, who gives affection, who allows her to be in her soft space. She's making money with her TikTok, doing something she enjoys, which is cooking. A lot of women want to be happy. They don't all want to live without men. It's just that, why should I live with men who've been making me miserable when I can just be alone and find happiness? It doesn't mean I want that forever. Of course, you want a man making love to you, most heterosexual women, that kisses you, caresses you, that buys you gifts, that protects you, that pays bills, who'll rub your feet and not complain while you rub him. But a lot of women are not meeting quality men. It's over and over and over of just disaster after disaster. Now they're trying to move in, make me pay the bills. Just absolutely not. Okay. And again, I was told before, if you plan on leaving, I highly suggest, sometimes you can't tell the man. You can't always tell the man because they are snapping. You have to, how in the movies he comes home and there's a microwave, there's a microwave dinner on the table, or a nice home cooked meal with a little letter. Hey, la, that's just a here's your meal. I'm gone. You know, I said before in a past video, if you're thinking about leaving, if you got a lot of stuff, slowly give it away to a thrift store or to somebody. Tell the man you're giving away stuff to a thrift store, and you could be putting some stuff in storage, okay? And tell him it's been taken to a thrift store, okay? You know, even men who seem real calm snap on women. They'll say he was a quiet man. He was such a nice man. I don't know what happened. That testosterone is what happened, that anger, that snapping. And it's not just about you moving out and he has no way to pay rent. His kitty cat supplies being off. He might not be a good looking man no more. He might not be great. You know, he might have problems getting some. And you're the only woman he's been sleeping with and living with. And now you're cutting that off. These men go crazy. You got to be so careful. But, you know, go on this video. And I will put the link to these videos as the first comment and read those comments of women. You know, again, there was a time women used to be happy to say, me and my boyfriend moved in together. You know, now you have to do all of this to get them the lease issues, getting him getting a P.O. box. I mean, a woman had to sell her house, selling your own house just to get him out. Then the other lady who said he was still sitting on the couch when it was moving day. And then the woman who said she had to hire her friend pretending to be an eviction person. And then he left. But what was scary was the one where the woman said her man asked her if he could take out an insurance policy on her. I would be sleeping with one eye open hearing something like that, scared to death. That's scary. And men out here are doing it. So that's all for this video. I cannot wait to hear your comments below. Ladies, you don't have to give up on love at all, but you have to be careful. You have to do things differently today because it's crazy out here with a lot of these men. Your life is literally on the line with these guys out here. Please be careful. Do not let no man use you and milk you like he's a pimp. Do not, if he doesn't pay rent the first time, get rid of him. Because it don't make no sense hearing that woman say, I know several women, the men moved in, didn't pay one bill. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, there are people who are saying, no, you don't move in together until you are officially married. And I have heard of married couples even living separately to they want their peace. Oh my goodness. So that's it for this video. I thank you for stopping by. If you decide to subscribe, please hit the bell for all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I upload, and check out my shorts. Thank you so much again, everybody. I can't wait to read your comments below. Share your experiences. Have you been through this, trying to get a guy out of your home before? What did you have to do? Let us know in the comments section. Bye.